Hello guys, this is the Gaming Revolution here and welcome back to an all new Call of Duty Warzone / Black Ops Cold War video. Today we have a lot of information to discuss. So first things first, Raven Software have announced that the latest ban wave has gone live earlier today, and they have announced that more will be getting banned soon. Apparently a lot of people that have been getting banned have been using an unlock feature to unlock unreleased content, such as recently there's been a lot of clips of people somehow using the soap operator that isn't out yet. So yeah, all of those people who have been unlocking unreleased content have been apparently getting banned and have been the main target of this ban wave. They haven't said specifically how many people got banned, but there has been a lot of reports of people being falsely banned. As to whether that is correct, no one really knows. They could have been lying, we have no idea. Ravensoft have also announced that they've apparently patched the infinite Stim glitch inside of Warzone that has returned for the 6th odd time, and they have also apparently patched the ability for hackers to force end the game. I talked about this in a prior video a little while ago. Basically, hackers were somehow hacking the servers themselves to force end the game. They didn't even need to kill anyone, and apparently that has been fixed now. The next thing that I want to mention is that Activision Blizzard have announced that they've laid off around 50 staff from their esports division, and this is apparently because of the fact that they're moving away from in-person events and they're moving towards online events due to the pandemic, so they probably don't need as many staff as they did prior to the pandemic. What is funny though is that Jason Schreier announced that the people who were laid off were granted 90 days severance and a year of health benefits, but what is funny is that they also received $200 worth of Battle.net gift cards each, and that is just absolutely hilarious. Imagine just losing your job and then you get gift cards to spend on in-game purchases that go directly to the employer that just fired you. What's really bad about this though is that Activision Blizzard just announced a month ago that they have peaked at new records in revenue sales and bragged to their shareholders. They can definitely afford to keep these people hired, and despite their revenue being at an all-time high, they clearly don't care. And this leads me on to the next topic. There was a recent interview between Activision Blizzard's Chief Revenue Officer Brandon Snow, and he was asked whether Warzone would be holding more social events in the future, and he responded, "We certainly see Warzone as a very large-scale ecosystem that can continue to engage players and provide places and spaces for people to gather. In the upcoming seasons, you are going to see some really cool new stuff that Warzone has never done before. It's really exciting and done in a Call of Duty way." He said, "We don't look at Fortnite as a competitor, we're really focused on making Warzone be the best it can be. Only Warzone could do the zombies the way we do them. Only Warzone could do things that we have planned in upcoming seasons. Call of Duty Cold War's identity and 80s theme offers tons of opportunities for innovative content in Warzone. If we were to check back with each other in about 4 to 5 weeks, we might be able to speak a little bit more specifically. We certainly see an opportunity for Warzone to play a part in our esports product around the Call of Duty franchise. We plan to bring that to the table pretty soon." So it does seem like they have future plans for esports in terms of Warzone. As to what future tournaments and plans they have, we don't have details just yet, but they will be announcing some in around 4 to 5 weeks time. And can I just say, that just absolutely reeks of ego. I made a video the other day talking about why this current Zombies event that is happening in Verdansk is really poorly executed, and for them to now brag and saying that they're doing it better than Fortnite is just so disingenuous, and it just shows how out of touch Activision are. Especially when it is Fortnite that Call of Duty have to thank for Blackout and Warzone even existing. They are emulating and copying everything that Fortnite is doing. All of the live events that they have planned down the line, Fortnite was the first ones to do stuff like that. And Fortnite is doing them a lot better than Call of Duty. We haven't even had a live event since the Black Ops Cold War reveal. We've seen nothing since. And obviously zombies are going to be spreading across Verdansk, and then we are going to be nuking Verdansk in time for Season 3, which is scheduled to begin on the 21st/22nd of April, depending on which time zone you are in. And yeah, I'm hoping that live event is really good, and I'm hoping after that event happens, we can look back on this statement in hindsight and be surprised. But the way they're wording it, they just sound way too confident. I don't know how they can say that they're doing zombies well and a lot better than Fortnite when all they have literally done is zombies turned up on a boat for no reason, and then they just moved from the Vodiano ship over to the Gulag. How is that an exciting event? that? I have no idea. Fortnite is what started this massive trend. Yes, they didn't create Battle Royale, but they innovated the scene, and Warzone is definitely inspired by Fortnite, without a shadow of a doubt. But like I just said, zombies are spreading across Verdansk, and this leads me on to the next topic. Different Call of Duty partners have been sent letters. For example, this note is from Dexbot, and it reads, "The latest diagnosis. It's looking grim in Verdansk. Escape while you still can. I'd say, take 2 of these and I'll see you in the morning. But you won't last until tomorrow." So this seems to be hinting that the next location that the zombies are going to move to is indeed the hospital. And I believe after they go to the hospital, they will be moving to the stadium at some point in time as well, because obviously a while ago, before Season 2 even released, the zombie trial machines were accidentally showing up in people's games, and those were 2 locations that were showing up. But yeah, this event is just so mundane and it's happening so slowly. It's kind of triggered me that Activision are talking about this as if they're doing a really good job with the zombies in Warzone, as if it's a really cool idea and it's something super innovative and well executed, when it's the complete opposite of that. They're really just scratching the surface. This event they're doing could be way better, but unfortunately they're dragging it out. Everything's happening way too slowly and it's just kind of too boring at the moment. It might get better in the future, but right now it's certainly not up to Fortnite standards in terms of live events. It's happening way too slowly and nothing exciting is really happening. This is all leading up to the Plague mode being introduced, which is zombies have overrun Verdansk and you must take it back. If you fail, the nuke detonates. If you succeed, you exfil, which corresponds with that note that Call of Duty influencers have been sent. So this is probably going to be the live event mode. This will be introduced and you will exfil before the nuke goes off, destroying Verdansk to transition over to the new Warzone map set in the Ural Mountains. Now what I am excited about by Activision's statement is they talked about how they can do some really interesting things with Warzone that Call of Duty have never done before with the 80s theme. I don't really know what that means. What could they do that is 80s themed in Warzone that they have never done before? I'm not really sure, but you can let me know your thoughts and suggestions in the comment section down below. The next thing that I want to talk about is in the same interview, Activision's chief revenue officer was asked about continuing updating Black Ops Cold War for years to come. He said, "If you're asking if we'll play Cold War in 4 years, possibly, if it made sense for us. The player base supported it and viewership supported it." He said, "But there could be a world where we stick with a title for multiple years. We're not sold on any specific strategy there." So could Black Ops Cold War be updated for 4 years to come? That seems really unlikely. Maybe for 1 or 2 years, maybe they could add some new stuff, but not really much. Some new maps and weapons may be sporadically released, and when asked about whether Call of Duty games may be updated for years to come so they move away from the yearly Call of Duty release, he said that they're not entirely convinced on that marketing strategy yet. But it seems like this could be something that could happen in the future, where Call of Duty moves away from the yearly release and they instead transition to games being consistently updated. I think eventually Call of Duty will move to a games as a service model entirely, where we just have one free-to-play game that is constantly updated. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, but I think sometime over the next 10 years, it will eventually happen. It seems like that is the direction that games are moving in. I do think at some point in time, Call of Duty are going to change up their model of just releasing a game every single year. I just don't know when that's going to happen. It's definitely not happening anytime soon, but it does seem like Activision are considering it. They're just not convinced on a strategy just yet, but it's something that we may see sometime down the line, and that is really exciting news, and I think that is what Call of Duty needs, because right now Activision just forced the developers to rush out a game every single year, and it means that they release with issues. If they just have, let's say, a Modern Warfare game and a Black Ops game that are both consistently updated with free updates, with new seasons, I think that is going to earn them more revenue in the long run, if they just keep the fan base all in one place. In terms of zombies, does this mean that we could see new zombies maps released for years to come inside of Black Ops Cold War? Especially since Outbreak has been confirmed to be getting a lot of new maps further down the line. And we know that all of the Fireteam maps are eventually going to be introduced into Outbreak. Anyway, speaking of the new Ural Mountains Warzone map that I touched upon earlier, recently all 23 locations have apparently leaked for this new Warzone map. So on screen right now you can see the full layout of the new Warzone map that we can already play in Fireteam and also Outbreak in Black Ops Cold War. But yeah, there are a lot of locations. So we have Battery, which appears to be a nuclear silo area. We have a caves area, a chemical labs research office. We have a camps area. We have a downhill area with ski lodge and cabins. We have Duga, which is a Soviet missile radar system system facility and appears to be based off of the radio array at Chernobyl. We have Forest, we have Golova, we have ICBM, which features a missile launch site with tents. I don't know if it's the same map from Gunfight in Black Ops Cold War or if it's different. We then have Ice Rink, which is obviously just an ice rink. We have Lake View, which is a lake with cabins. We have Mines, which is apparently based off of Vorkuta. So yes, that is right, part of this map is apparently going to be Vorkuta. We then have a Mountain, which is a mountainside observatory. We then have a Mansion, which is a mansion with a pond and garden. I believe this might even be the Gunfight map that is coming to Black Ops Cold War soon. We then have Ruka. We have Alpine, also known as ski slopes. We have Sanatorium. There's apparently a stadium on the map as well. I don't know why a stadium would be here though. It doesn't really fit the region. We then have a station, which is potentially a nuclear outpost. We then have an underwater section of the map that features a lab. So apparently you will be able to swim in this new Ural Mountains map like in Black Ops Cold War, even though you can't swim in Warzone just yet. So I guess they're going to have to update their engine somehow. It's still going to be Modern Warfare's engine, by the way. I know there's some people confused about that, but I think they are going to be tweaking the engine to allow for swimming and maybe slightly updating it to better suit this new map that is coming. But yeah, there's going to be an underwater section of the map, and that sounds really interesting, especially if there's going to be caves and stuff like that on the map. This map seems a lot more interesting than Verdansk. It's a lot larger for one, way larger than Verdansk, and it just has a lot more interesting things going for it in my own personal opinion, especially because it's going to have a nuclear silo similar to the nuclear bunkers on Verdansk. So I wonder if there's going to be some sort of nuke event for this new Ural Mountains map as well, maybe sometime down the line. But recently it does appear that Dragovich is somehow still alive, according to the information that we know from Golova's description, which is part of this Ural Mountains map, because its description reads Russian village located within the picturesque Ural Plains, but beneath its surface it holds a dark secret embedded by its designer and creator Nikita Dragovich, a testing ground for the expansion of the Numbers program. Golova features plenty of close quarter combat opportunities throughout the town, from a massive church to its rows of houses and industrial park. And there is a wanted sign for a person that looks very similar to Dragovich on Golova. So if Dragovich is somehow still alive, which it appears as though he somehow is, which doesn't really make much sense, as Mason apparently choked him to death in the ending of a Black Ops 1's campaign in the mission Redemption, which took place on the Rasauka, the location of the underwater's number station on the Gulf of Mexico. I don't know how on earth he survived though, because the ship literally blows up afterwards, but I'm wondering if the underwater section of the Ural Mountains could actually be based off of this area. Yeah, I don't really know though. How on earth is Dragovich alive? Call of Duty do some weird things at times that don't really make much sense, but at the end of the day, it is a video game. It doesn't really have to be that realistic. In terms of other locations of this new Ural Mountains map, there's apparently a wind area, which I guess are windmills by a farm. Part of the map is apparently WMD, which is a nuclear outpost. So apparently some sort of remake / remaster of WMD from Black Ops 1 is going to be a part of the Ural Mountains map, which makes sense because that map is actually taking place by the Ural Mountains. We then have a zoo. This is not a remake of Zoo from Black Ops 1, by the way. It's a new zoo. We do have some further information, and I will be showing some screenshots of some tweets on screen because we have some more specific details on areas, for example, from the zoo and some other areas from this new Ural Mountains map, because that list of 23 areas that I just listed off are the general locations from the new Ural Mountains map, but obviously there's a load of subsections in each location, and that is what I will be showing on screen right now. I do want to say though, if there's 23 locations on this new Ural Mountains map, does that mean we're going to be seeing a lot more fireteam maps / outbreak maps added to Black Ops Cold War's multiplayer and zombies in the future? I think so. So there is a lot of content to come, and I'm really excited for that. If you haven't played Outbreak or Fireteam already, I would definitely suggest doing so, as it gives a preview of what this new Warzone map will look like. And also I do want to say this map is a lot wider and more open than Verdansk, so it's going to play very differently to Verdansk in Warzone, especially because it's going to be using Modern Warfare's engine. I don't really know how it's going to play on that engine, which is why I think they might make some tweaks to the engine. It's still going to remain on Warzone's current engine. They're not going to be updating the engine to Black Ops Cold Wars, but I think they are going to be making some slight tweaks to it to maybe speed up the gameplay slightly and give the ability so that you can swim, because there is a massive lake located on the map as well by Sanatorium, so we're going to have to be able to swim on the map somehow. Oh, and also apparently there's going to be 250 players on this new Ural Mountains map because it is a lot larger than Verdansk. This is according to rumors from various different leakers such as Long Sensation. This is not confirmed, but apparently this is is what Activision / Ravensoft / Treyarch are aiming for, and this makes sense because the map is so large and open. A lot of people are going to get picked off in the early game. They're going to have to increase the player count significantly. I don't know if the engine can handle 250 players, we will just have to wait and see, but I'm guessing they have been tweaking the engine over time to allow for this. But I do think that 250 players does seem likely, maybe not on release, maybe it'll be 200 players on release, and gradually they will increase the player counts until they reach 250 to make sure that the servers can handle it. Anyways, that's everything I wanted to talk about in today's video. Thank you for watching the video, make sure to subscribe if you're not here for the latest and greatest Call of Duty news and information. So anyways, thank you for watching, and bye.